شعب مصر اللي هو الإسلام، إن هو شعب متدين رافض السلام مع إسرائيل، إن أصلا يهود، وفي القرآن عندنا إن ربنا حرم الصلح مع اليهود، لأن اليهود والنصارى يعتبروا العدو الأول للإسلام. ربنا تبارك وتعالى قال بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: ولن ترضى عنك اليهود والنصارى حتى تتبع ملتهم.
Three miles and a world away, the Egyptian middle classes can relax at the Gezira Club, safe in the knowledge that they are protected by the government which is now fighting the Jamaat Islamiyah. They count themselves among Egypt's lucky ones, the men and women of money, well-educated, unveiled, the secular face of Mubarak's Egypt, who have no desire for an Islamic state.
We don't really have a fundamentalist problem here.
Well, a foreigner like me sitting here would probably say, but surely you do, because, I mean, the bombs that go off do exist.
But this has got nothing to do with the religion. They may call it that, but it's got nothing to do with the religion.
What do you think it is?
I don't know what it is, but it's obviously people who want to take over power in Egypt. And because our Egyptians are very religious people and are very, I don't want to say simple-minded, but appealing to them and calling it religion, I think, is where they stand a better chance. And this is why they're calling it religion, but it's not religion.
This, I admit, it makes me feel a bit divided from the rest of from the rest, because we don't go to the same places they do. They don't go to the same places we do. My kids don't go to the same schools the others do.
The Egyptian police are now at war with the Islamic militants. On average, an Egyptian policeman is shot dead every 4 days. Police and plainclothes agents are on every street, an intrusive presence in the lives of every Egyptian, even if the police claim to have no idea why the Jamaat Islamiyah set off their bombs.
You don't know what they are asking for, what they are trying to do. They have start attacks tourism, then police officers, then normal people in the streets.
And what are the exact instructions here? Now, supposing a car comes along and it doesn't stop, what do you do?
They're going to shoot on it.
But behind the public image of the Egyptian police lies a more sinister force. Human rights organizations have noted that of the thousands of Muslim suspects arrested in Egypt, almost all complain they were routinely tortured by officers of the Egyptian Ministry of Interior. How did the police torture you?
كانوا موقفيني ووشي للحيط، وبعدين جه واحد راح واخدني من ايدي مدخلني على المكتب جوه، وانا طبعا مكلبش بقيد خلفي، القيد الجديد اللي بيقولوا عليه اللي هو جاي من امريكا، اللي هو كل ما يعني كل مع اي حركه في الايد بيقفش في الايد اكتر. ابتدى يحط لي جهاز في شفايفي، ابتديت اصرخ من الالم. ابتدى يقول لي هتتكلم، لازم تتكلم، ولازم تقول لي المنشورات دي جبتها منين. واستمر في كهربة شفايفي ما يقرب من تقريبا حوالي 5 دقايق، وبعدين نزل على صدري ابتدى يكهرب فيا، وبعدين هو نفسه الشخص راح منزل السلب بايده وابتدى يمسك عضو الذكورة وابتدى يكهربني فيه ما يقرب من حوالي 10 دقايق. طبعا انا كنت بصرخ اقول له طب هتكلم، هقول، وبعد ما قال لي هتتكلم قلت له هتكلم.
Travel to the ancient city of Luxor, opposite the Valley of the Kings, and you can witness the shattering economic effects of the Muslim war against Mubarak's pro-Western regime. The men and women who run the tourist trade are out of work. For a nation propped up by American grants of $3 billion a year, Egypt is now losing more than $1 billion because tens of thousands of tourists are too frightened to come to the country. those Westerners who still dare to visit Egypt are given no information about the violence which threatens them. Do you know what's going on in Egypt? I mean, do you know why the bombings are going on?
No, not really. I know it's happening, but I don't really know the ins and outs of it.
I mean, you know there's a man hanged in Cairo yesterday, for example?
No, not aware of that at all.
Judith, do you know what's going on in Egypt? Do you know why these bombs are going off here?
No, I'm afraid I'm the same, no. I know they're happening, but I don't know the reasons why.
The Quran says that God is merciful, compassionate. So how do you justify the killing of innocent people like tourists?
لأن يمكن الحاجة الوحيدة اللي ممكن تأثر على الرأي العام أو الحكومة المصرية والوجهة الحكومة المصرية من خارج هي السياح، والقلق والوضع الأمني في مصر هي السياح. يمكن الحقيقة الوحيدة اللي ممكن تتنقل بحذافيرها. قتلوا واحد، قتلوا اثنين، قتلوا ثلاثة، بالظبط بتنقل وكالات الأنباء العالمية. أما ممكن أي حاجة تانية ما تتنقلش. لكن دي اللي ممكن تخص وكالات الأنباء العالمية، وأي دولة عندها إن أي واحد من رعاياها حاجة كبيرة جدا جدا جدا. يعني مثلا أمريكا لو واحد اتقتل من أمريكا الدنيا بتقوم وبتقعد. فرنسا، إيطاليا، الدول اللي هي العظمى دي. كان أي واحد تاني بدون الدول ديت مالوش سعر ولا ثمن. فممكن بعضهم رأى إنه ممكن يأثر على الحكومة بإنه يقتل سايح أو اثنين أو ثلاثة.
Military courts have now sent almost 20 men to the gallows. The army has been called in by Mubarak to obtain speedy convictions for those who've already demanded his own assassination. Due process of law is now in the hands of soldiers.
مش عايزين العمالة في الحكم، مش عايزين الحكام يكونوا عملاء للصهيونية أو للماسونية أو للنصرانية. عايزين الحكام يحكموا بما أنزل الله ويطبقوا شرع الله في البلاد، ونرفض الزنا والدعارة والخمور والتمثيل والعنف والفجر والشواطئ العارية التي تستحل فيها حرمات الله. نعم، مستعد أموت في ذلك، أضحي بنفسي ومالي وولدي وزوجتي وكل ما أملك من أجل تحقيق إن الحكم إلا لله.
The Egyptian government doesn't like reporters to write about the crisis facing their country. Despite the facts, they claim we exaggerate, that by reporting the threat to President Mubarak's regime, we are irresponsible. Today, we're encouraged by Western governments to believe that there will be peace in the Middle East and to forget about the Muslim opposition to the West in Egypt, in Lebanon, in Jordan, in the occupied West Bank and Gaza Strip, across all of what used to be the Ottoman Empire.